What's up, baddies, and welcome back to the Blitz Babes. It's Sarah.
And I'm Erin, and week 15 was an absolute insanity zone. From the literal teardrops in Arrowhead to the stunning 21-point comeback in Gillette, the entire league is officially in a panic spiral. The stakes are soaring, the number one seeds are shifting, and we have the final receipts on who served main character energy and who spectacularly flopped. Let's get right into our favorite segment, this week's Slays and Nays.
Yeah! What was your slays this week?
So I didn't really have a specific slay. I did just want to shout out the My Cause My Cleats because it is the last week for that initiative, or it was the last week. It is an annual NFL initiative where players, coaches, and staff wear custom designed cleats to raise awareness for nonprofit organizations and social causes they are personally passionate about. And following the games, the cleats are auctioned off through the league with 100% of the proceeds going directly to each participant's chosen charity. And so far, the the current and highest bid is Josh Allen's cleats going. So far, they're going for 4,200 to Oishe Children's Hospital.
You think they're stinky?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe that's why people want them.
They're just freaking weirdos. They just want to sniff them.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, they said that it was expected to go up to 5K.
Damn. That's good,
For
though.
yeah, shout out to the kids.
Shout out to the kids.
Did you have a sleigh? What was your sleigh?
My slay was the Bucks wearing their creamsicle jerseys, even though they lost. But at least they looked fly.
That's true. I don't know, something about this year and people like wearing their either alternate or throwback or whatever jerseys. They've just been losing. Cuz I
Yeah,
feel
this
like
is
I don't
true.
remember if they won wearing it before, but I feel like the answer is no.
Maybe. Someone needs to look into this. Not me, but someone.
Right.
What were your days this week?
I did not like JMO's first down celly. Thought it was a little gross.
What did he do?
He picked his nose and flung it.
Oh.
He was like, "Mm," and flung it
Ew.
for a first down.
I don't really like that.
And they zoomed in. Like he was wearing like a Scully anyways, but he was just like I was like,
I guess it's creative.
it's I don't know whose is better. Well, okay, obviously that one's not better, but that one or Amon Ra when he was shaking his butt.
That's a good one.
Everybody's so creative. That's funny. I was not a fan of that. And the other one that was kind of an A, but I guess it's not really their fault. The Raiders were all white, but then it started snowing. So then you couldn't see them.
Where'd they go?
Philly.
Oh no, I meant like because you could.
Oh, facepalm.
Oh man.
But yeah, I was just like, yeah, I was like, I can't watch this game. I can't even see you. It didn't matter anyways. But
That's true.
as always, if you're enjoying today's show, let us know.
Hit the like and subscribe button right now. And for this week's comment, what is the craziest or funniest silly you can imagine? Or what would you do if you were on the field?
Okay, what I would do is I would either moonwalk into the end zone because obviously I would be so fast that I could just, have the time to moonwalk,
Right.
or or I'd stick my arms out and spin around like a helicopter and crash land into the end zone.
That is a good one. I liked the one. I don't remember who did it, but I remember they like lined up like a triangle and then the guy pretended like he was bowling and then they all fell down.
Oh yeah, that was the Lions.
I really liked that one. And one that I would do would be the Rasputin dance from Just Dance 4. That would be mine.
Period.
I would go like this.
I love it. Well, comment your answers down below. Let us know what you would do and what's your favorite one if you can't think of anything. Now, let's get back into some serious stuff with the injury report. Now, as a disclaimer, this is obviously not a comprehensive list of every single injury that has happened last week. Now, let's get into it. First up, we have Patrick Mahomes.
Wow.
Yeah, he went down late in the game against the Chargers after an awkward hit to his knee. It literally snapped backwards. It was disgusting.
It was a little bit disgusting.
The news is even more devastating: a torn ACL and LCL. And he is officially out for the season. And I will not spoil the rest of that sentence. You'll just have to wait and find out for more. But Arrowhead has gone silent, and we will send him, along with every other player on this list, healing vibes. Next up, we have Micah Parsons. Oh, wait, do that again.
Sorry, go ahead.
Next up, we have Micah Parsons. This superstar defender suffered a non contact knee injury,
Oh,
reported as a torn ACL again, along with Mahomes, during the second half of the Packers game. And watching a beast like Micah go down without anyone even touching him, that was truly a tragic fumble by the universe.
that's tough. That's a tough
Uh,
one.
one of Alphonse's friends said Jerry was onto something, but
he's
he's a
like
Cowboys
he's
fan.
hiring fucking witches and shit to hex him. I swear to
Right.
God, to justify
Probably.
his shenanigans.
No, yeah, literally. Um, and then we have Devontae Adams during the fourth quarter against the Lions. He pulled up and grabbed his hamstring on a deep pass. He has been questionable all week. It looks like he aggravated it, losing a veteran legend right before the playoffs. Not the globe they wanted, that's for sure.
True.
Then we have Woody Marks. He exited with an ankle injury, but he told reporters after the game he was held out for precautionary reasons. Period. We love a cautious king.
Period.
And Puka Nakua, he had us all clutching our pearls for a second, but it was just cramps. Stay hydrated.
He needs some banana.
Nana.
Monkey never crab.
Exactly. 2 bananas. That's definitely what he needs.
Yep.
But that's
All right.
all of our injuries.
Womp womp. Now for the juicy stuff. Gather around and get your mugs ready because this is tea time with the Blitz Babes. First up, we have, I know it's pronounced Young Wei Koo, but where's the fun
Yeah.
and joy in that? Um, this one is about Young Hoku. He did not just struggle with the Giants, he produced one of the most viral, baffling, and did that really happen moments in NFL history. It was a total disaster on the field. The ultimate tea started in week 13 against the Patriots. Koo trotted out for a 47-yarder on Monday Night Football and literally missed the football entirely. He didn't just miss the kick, he kicked the turf several inches behind the ball, tripped, and then just gave up. Holder Jamie Gillan was left holding a live ball like a confused toddler before being tackled for a 13-yard loss. Even the Manning brothers on the Manning cast said that they've never seen anything like it in their entire lives. After the game, Koo claimed that the ball slipped out at the bottom and was moving, so he aborted the kick to avoid an injury or a block. But fans weren't buying it. Replays show his plant foot was just completely in the wrong zip code. The final kick in the gut was this past Sunday against the Washington Commanders. In an 8-point game, Koo missed 2 field goals. I will say they were both from 50 plus yards. However, if he had made those, the Giants were in a position to tie. Instead, he fumbled the bag and the team lost 29-21. Koo finished his brief Giants career going for just 4 for 6 on field goals and missing an extra point. For a guy who was once the most accurate kicker in the league, he was serving very unreliable energy. I hate to say
Yeah.
it. This is so sad. We stand Yahoku. I still stand him. Hope the best for him, but he's really just not doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, he's obviously washed.
It's okay.
It's fine.
I hope best wishes. Next up on here, we got some tea with Shador.
Ooh.
So on the very first drive in freezing 8-degree weather, Shador looked completely lost. He was seen frantically sprinting to the sideline to talk to Kevin Stefanski, leading to a delay of game penalty. The Fox broadcast caught him actually swapping wristbands with another player on the sideline. Stefanski tried to downplay it as a miscommunication, but the rumor mill says Shador started the game with a wristband that did not match the active game plan for the Cold. Imagine trying to run a pro offense and seeing page not found on your own arm. Shador's version was a little more low key. He claimed the play call card literally just fell out of the plastic sleeve on the sideline, but that doesn't explain why he had to swap the whole band with a teammate. It's giving the dog ate my homework, but for the NFL. Even after getting the right plays, Shador threw 3 interceptions. The Titans sideline was reportedly mocking his watch flex celebration, basically telling him his time in Cleveland is currently running out.
Damn. That I feel like that was definitely done on purpose. I know like we chatted before this and it was definitely done on purpose.
You think they're plotting against Shador? I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, given like all the tea.
Yeah, with all the history and everything, they're definitely plotting on him.
I can't prove it, but it's true.
Yeah, it's true. But that was crazy. Thanks for the tea. I feel satisfied. Now let's turn our attention to those teams who've proven themselves this week. It's time for the glow up of the week.
I think this is the first glow up of the week of the season who didn't even win the game. But
Period.
it's so iconic and legendary that I have to give my glow up of the week to the Indianapolis Colts. their
Period.
their narrow 18-16 loss to the Seattle Seahawks was the ultimate grandpa glow up of the week. Even though they didn't get the win, the fact that a 44-year-old high school coach walked off his sofa and almost beat a double-digit win team in the loudest stadium in the NFL is a total glow up. The Colts didn't just compete, they controlled the tempo for nearly the entire game. They held the lead for over 40 minutes, and their defense was so clinical that they didn't allow a single Seattle touchdown. 1,800 days. That's how long it has been since Rivers last threw a pass in the NFL. With only 3 days of practice, Grandpa went 18 of 27 and threw a vintage 8-yard touchdown to Josh Downs in the second quarter. He wasn't throwing piss missiles, but his mental game was still elite. He was checking out of bad plays and barking at the defense like it was 2010. Down 15-13 with under a minute left, Rivers orchestrated a high-pressure drive that set up Blake Group for a career-long 60-yard field goal. When that ball went through the uprights with 47 seconds left to take the lead, the entire NFL world was ready to crown Rivers the king of the comeback. The Colts defense was the real MVP of the glow-up. They held a 10-win Seahawks offense to 0 touchdowns and forced them into a franchise record 6 field goals. Seattle's only Slay was their kicker, Jason Myers, who I have on my fantasy team, thank you very much, who accounted for every single one of their 18 points in the first half. The Colts held the ball for a staggering 19 minutes, leaving the Seahawks' high-powered offense shivering on the sidelines. They out first downed Seattle 10-4 early on, serving a keep away strategy that almost worked to perfection. And the glow up only dimmed because the Colts defense couldn't hold on for those final 47 seconds. Seattle's Jason Myers nailed a 56-yarder with 18 seconds left to snatch the lead back. Rivers' final pass was a desperate heave that ended in an interception, but the vintage effort was already cemented. The Colts fumbled the victory, but Philip Rivers gave them a massive vibe glow up. They proved that with a veteran brain and a dominant defense, you can almost be one of the best in the league, even if your quarterback was coaching high school football on Monday.
That is so crazy. I didn't think that they were going to start him. And when I found out that they were, I was like, whoa.
I think this is probably one of the funniest things that I've ever witnessed in NFL football, like since I started watching it. It's so funny. What the actual
Yeah.
fuck are they doing? What
I
the
have no
fuck
idea.
are they doing? That is so hilarious to me. It's like Joe Flacco on steroids. Like this man
Yeah.
literally hasn't played in 5 years and was like having his grandchild and coaching high school football, and then they just suited up for a game in 3 days. 3 days of practice, and he's starting. Crazy, honestly. But honestly, Slay, like, period. And he ate that down. So
And Aaron Rodgers was like, at least I'm not the oldest guy in the NFL right now.
he's gonna use that as an excuse to keep fucking playing,
No,
to
literally,
not retire.
literally,
Literally. Oh my
bruh,
god, that is so
shaking
funny.
my head. He needs to go.
He needs to fucking go. Anyways, what was your globe of the week this week?
Well, put a bib on me and called me a Bills fan. Talk about a table breaking performance. The Buffalo Bills' 35-31 victory over the New England Patriots was the ultimate don't count us out glow up. They didn't just win, they erased a massive 21-point deficit to pull off the largest comeback by a visiting team in the history of Gillette Stadium. The Bills looked absolutely cooked in the first half, not gonna lie, falling behind 21-0 and heading into the locker room down 24-7. But the second half was a total masterclass in resilience, with Buffalo outscoring New England 28-7 to snatch the win and keep their AFC East title hopes alive. After totaling only 14 yards on their first three drives, the Bills completely flipped the script. What is that one song? Flip. What is it? What is it? I don't know.
I
Whatever.
don't remember.
Forgot.
I
Some Drake
forgot
song.
to. Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
I have him blocked.
Right.
Don't say that
Starting
name in this house.
you're
Sorry.
right. Starting late in the second quarter, Josh Allen led the offense to 5 consecutive touchdown drives. It was the second time in the Allen era they've pulled off that level of surgical perfection, turning a blowout into a shootout. Facing off against Drake May, who was ahead of him in the MVP race, Allen put on his cape. Even with snowy conditions and a hostile crowd, he finished with 3 touchdowns and 0 turnovers. His
Wow.
ability to convert on third and longs during that 21-point rally effectively snatched the MVP momentum right out of May's hands. While Allen was the air general, James Cook was on the ground and pound king. He accounted for 3 total touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 receiving, including the decisive 11-yard scamper under 7 minutes left to put Buffalo ahead for good. The defense was the unsung hero of the glow up. After being shredded for 177 rushing yards in the first half, they made elite halftime adjustments. They used their own Rolodex of coverages, if you will, never showing Drake made the same look twice, and held the Patriots passing game to a measly 47 yards the entire second half. And with the game on the line, the defense slammed that door shut. Matt Milano and Greg Rousseau recorded back to back sacks on the Patriots' final drives, and Joey Bosa, who's back from injury, batted down May's final pass on 4th and 5 to seal the historic comeback. Excuse me. The Bills may have fumbled at the beginning, but they glowed up when it mattered most, and they broke a 10-game Patriots win streak, ending a 72-game Patriot streak of winning when up by 21 plus points, and proved that in the AFC East, the road to the crown still runs through Buffalo.
Period. I mean, what can you even say? That game was
I
tea. I really thought they were gonna get cooked in the first half, but I don't know what they fed them during halftime, but they came back a different team.
Yeah, I was really happy that everything I said needed to happen happened, and the Bills beating the Patriots was one of those things that needed to happen.
Hell yeah.
And at first I was scared. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it was looking real scary. But
But those 35 unanswered points came in clutch.
in Josh Allen we trust.
Period.
Well, we show love to the teams who glowed up. Now it's time to talk about the ones who absolutely fumbled the bag. Tell me about your fumble of the week.
Yes. It was a total eclipse of the heart in Arlington on Sunday night. The Dallas Cowboys 34 to 26 loss to the Minnesota Vikings was the ultimate season-ending fumble of the week. They didn't just lose the game, they effectively fumbled their entire 2025 playoff dream by shooting themselves in the foot with undisciplined action and a shocking special teams meltdown. The Cowboys entered the night with their playoff lives on the line and proceeded to play some of the messiest, most undisciplined football we've seen all year. While Minnesota was already eliminated and playing for pride, Dallas played like a team that was ready for vacation. The Cowboys were flagged 7 times for 58 yards, and those weren't just small oopsies. They were drive killers. From a horse collar tackle that gifted the Vikings 15 yards and a touchdown drive to two separate offensive holding calls in the fourth quarter that erased chunk plays. Dallas simply couldn't stop grabbing laundry. Not only did he get burned for a 58-yard gain by Jordan Addison, but he also committed a senseless, unnecessary roughness penalty for shoving Justin Jefferson after a play was already over. That boneheaded move turned a manageable 1st and 15 for Minnesota into a 1st and 10 at the Dallas 10-yard line. And Brandon Aubrey, usually the king of the sleigh, king of the kickers, if you will, chose the worst possible night to be human. He missed 2 field goals, including a 51-yarder and a 59-yarder. Now, granted, they are above 50 yards, but he has only missed 2 kicks the entire season prior. In an 8-point game, those 6 points were the literal difference between a tie and a loss. And despite outgaining the Vikings 423 to 327 yards, the Cowboys were a tragic 2 for 5 in the red zone, while JJ McCarthy was grittying into the end zone
Hell
for
no.
Minnesota.
Oh hell no.
Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense were settling for 4 field goals. And with this loss, the Cowboys' playoff probability plummeted to less than 1%. While not mathematically dead yet, they now need the Eagles to lose out while they win out. And let's be real, guys. That's not happening.
Hey, you never know.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. After this season, I'm like, shit, I don't even know. Like anything can
I
happen at
mean,
this point. Fuck.
you're right. Let's okay. Yeah, but so if the Cowboys win all of their games and the Eagles lose all of their games, they can win.
They might possibly have a chance.
Or not win, they can go. Yeah, they can go into the playoffs. But for this game, they fumbled the bag with penalties, missed kicks, and a complete lack of red zone urgency. They let a spoiler Vikings team walk into their house and end their season on national TV, and it's officially time to start looking at those mock drafts.
Ugh.
Yeah,
This
that was
was
bad.
yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I don't even have anything to say, honestly. Disappointed, not surprised.
And it was kind of a boring game.
That's the worst part.
It's kind of a boring game. This was horrible.
I know. We were just gassing up Brandon Aubrey last episode. This is our fault, actually.
I know it always happens like that. The commentators will always be like, "This kicker has never missed a field goal attempt 60 plus yards ever in his life."
And
Oh,
then he
it's
misses it.
set for tonight.
Yeah, literally.
I'm like,
That
bruh,
always happens.
why did you just gas him up?
Never again.
Sorry. We will no longer be giving flowers to kickers. Obviously, it's a curse. Koo, Aubrey. Who's next? Dicker.
Fairbairn.
Like, goddamn.
I know.
Well, who was your fumble?
My fumble of the week was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not mad. I'm
Yeah.
just disappointed. The Bucks
Yeah.
did not just lose this game. They handed it over with the bow on top. Leading 28-14 with under 10 minutes to play, Tampa Bay had won 74 straight games when leading by 14 in the fourth quarter. However, that streak is now officially dead, buried, and cremated. This was one of the messiest calls of the week. With a minute left, Hassan Reddick strip sacked Kirk Cousins. The Bucks clearly jumped on the ball, but the refs ruled it as a simultaneous recovery and gave the ball back to Atlanta. Even the Falcons players looked confused, but the tie goes to the offense rule literally saved their lives. Earlier on that same drive, Falcons wide receiver Darnell Mooney fumbled the ball while being swarmed by 7 Buccaneers. Somehow, through actual witchcraft, Falcons center Ryan Nuzil emerged from the pile with the ball. Kirk Cousins even admitted after the game he had already started jogging off the field because he was sure they had lost it. After the fumble drama, the Bucks defense had the Falcons in a 3rd and 28 and then a 4th and 14. Instead of closing the door, they let Kirk Cousins drop a 21-yard dot to David Sills. Coach Todd Bowles called the play inexcusable. And honestly, he is not wrong. The Falcons committed an absurd 19 accepted penalties for 125 yards, a franchise record and the most by any NFL team in 9 years. Usually, that many flags is a one-way ticket to a blowout loss, but Atlanta found a way to fail upward in spectacular fashion. Early in the game, Jalen McMillan returned from injury and seemingly scored a touchdown, but it was overturned and spotted at the 1-yard line. The Bucks settled for a field goal instead of a touchdown. Those 4 missing points ended up being the exact difference in a 1-point loss. After the Falcons missed a 2-point conversion to keep the door open, the Bucks offense went 3 and out, giving the ball back to Atlanta with enough time for Zane Gonzalez to nail the 45-yard walk-off winner. The Bucks fumbled the ball, fumbled the officiating, and fumbled a historic 74-game winning streak. They had the Falcons on the ropes despite Atlanta committing a franchise record 19 penalties, but Tampa simply could not stop beating themselves.
That is
Mm.
so crazy.
So crazy. I cannot
And
believe that they lost like that. They
and the
should have won
Falcons
that
can't
game.
even go.
I know! That's the worst part. It's like you did this for what?
Literally. For what?
So
All for
ridiculous.
nothing. It's literally like what we were talking about last week, how which I did say I like because I think it's funny. But like like
Right.
when teams who don't have a playoff chance anymore just go all out.
That is just so crazy. And that literally happened this week multiple times.
Yes.
So you never know. Things are just crazy. I don't know what's going on. This season
It's-
is just
yeah.
crazy and insane.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially this year, who knows what's going on.
I know.
Let's get into some more of the notable games that happened last weekend. Starting off with the Lions Rams game, 34-41. This game, and honestly, every time they play each other, it always feels like a personal vendetta for Matt Stafford, who looked like he was playing in 2021 again. The Lions secondary was officially a no-fly zone that got turned into a high-fly zone by the Rams receivers. Trailing late, the Lions had a chance to tie, but the Rams pass rush forced a Jared Goff duck that ended in a turnover on downs, effectively ending Detroit's hopes. Puka Nacua was the MVP of the afternoon with 181 receiving yards, while Stafford was surgical, finishing with 368 yards and 2 titties. The Rams went 3 for 3 on fourth downs, proving that Sean McVay had zero respect for the Lions' ability to stop them in short yardage situations. And the Lions defense did look a little bit slower, or some would say noticeably slower, without safety Brian Branch, who has been on IR. In the third quarter, Rams tight end Colby Parkinson caught a pass and was clearly tackled at the 1 yard line. His knee was down, the ball was short, everyone saw it, but the refs ruled it a touchdown, claiming he lost control and regained it in the end zone. Rule expert Dean Blandino was literally speechless on the broadcast, calling the explanation a stretch because you couldn't even see the ball.
That's what I didn't understand either because, okay, let's say that he did lose control and regained it in the end zone. Once the ball touches the ground, isn't it dead
Dead.
in an incomplete pass?
Isn't once a player is down?
Well,
Like,
right, but if there's even if it is like what they're saying, like they're
oh,
claiming
I
it was
see
a
what you're
touchdown
saying.
because he
Yeah.
lost control and regained it in the end zone, like the ball hit the ground before
Right.
he allegedly regained it in the
Regain
end zone. So
control.
I'm like,
Yeah.
wouldn't that have just been an incomplete pass?
Right.
That's why I like either way it doesn't make any fucking sense cuz either way I think he was definitely down in the 1 yard line. But even if, like, let's say, even if he lost control and regained it in the end zone, like they said, it not fucking work like that? Wouldn't that have just been an incomplete pass? I don't understand. I
Me either.
clearly they didn't either because Dean Blandino was like he was speechless. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was one of the
Despite
highlights of the week for me, in my opinion.
mm,
Not highlight in a
true.
good way, but like craziest moments.
Right. Despite the loss, Aiden Hutchinson became the first defensive lineman in the Super Bowl era to record 5 picks in his first 4 seasons. He picked off Stafford and ran it back 58 yards to set up a Goff TD, but it wasn't enough. And Dan Gamble didn't gamble hard enough, I guess.
Damn.
Yeah,
That game was tea. I will say that at least it wasn't boring.
that's true.
That game was tea. Are they officially out or not yet? They still have a chance, right?
They have to win the rest of their games. The Rams and Niners have to lose some of theirs, and they definitely have to win against the Bears.
Uh well, hey, you never know. This season
But
can't
it's
predict it.
it's not a 1% chance. It's like 46.
It's not bad. We shall see.
Yeah.
Another game we had was the Packers versus the Broncos, 26-34. Denver is officially the center of the NFL universe. They've won 11 straight, clinched a playoff berth, and took the number 1 seed in the AFC. Meanwhile, the Packers are spiraling after losing their defensive heartbeat. Micah Parsons. F's in the chat. F in the chat for Micah Parsons if you made it this far. The game flipped when Pat Surtain made a how did he do that? Diving interception on a deep ball to Christian Watson, sparking a 21-point Broncos run. Bo Nix was an absolute king with a 134.8 passer rating, throwing for 303 yards and 4 touchdowns. Cortland Sutton was his favorite target, hauling in 7 catches for 113 yards. And Micah Parsons, like we talked about earlier, went down with a non-contact knee injury, reported as a torn ACL. Packers defense surrendered touchdowns on 3 consecutive drives immediately after he left the field. This win pushed Denver's home winning streak to 12 games, making Mile High the scariest place to play in the league right now.
Crazy.
I know. Is Alphonse like lit?
Yeah. Every Sunday.
Every
But
Sunday?
like also every Sunday or like when the days they play, he's always like, I don't know. Like this one because of the Packers, he wasn't sure.
I mean, they're not a bad team, but
Exactly.
well,
They play
that.
the Jaguars next week.
Oh, I'll be locked in. I'll be
So
locked
it
in
should be
for
a
that
good
one.
game. Yeah, it should be a good game.
I hope so. Now, if you're watching the video version of the podcast today, you're probably very confused right now. You're probably thinking, did I miss a birthday? Is it New Year's Eve already? Why do the Blitz babes look like a glitter bomb went off inside a party city?
It's a lot, but let me tell you, this level of celebration is absolutely necessary. We're not celebrating birthdays, we're celebrating a liberation.
That's right. The background is festive because the Wicked Witch of the West is officially dead. For the first time since 2014, the Kansas City Chiefs have been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Everybody clap.
Ding dong, knock knock. You hear that?
I hear it. I hear
That's
it.
that's the liberation bell. It's officially over. They dropped this week 15 game to the Chargers 16-13. They're now sitting at 6-8 and the math officially says nah, no chance.
This is historic. The last time the Chiefs missed the playoffs, TikTok didn't exist. Patrick Mahomes was a
Damn.
freshman at Texas Tech.
Damn.
It's been 11 years of red and yellow dominance, and I am ready for a new color palette.
Exactly. And we know it ended rough with the Mahomes ACL news. Never want to see a player injured, but this is strictly from a we're tired of seeing you win, we're tired of seeing you go, we're tired of seeing you perspective. So, in that, for that, this is a holiday.
Period. So, to all the NFL fans who want something new, you're safe now. The bad man can't hurt you
Oh,
this January.
and Blitz Babes, let us know in the comments. Who are we rooting for now that the throne is empty? Because the first time in forever, the road to the Super Bowl does not have to go through Arrowhead. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Period.
This is the biggest tea in the league right now, guys. So, with under 2 minutes left, and we did cover this earlier in the video, but Patrick Mahomes was tackled from behind. His left leg got stuck on the turf. He has been diagnosed with the torn ACL and LCL, meaning his 2025 season is officially over and his 2026 season is in a major maybe category. Now, this is in regards to the Chargers Chiefs game 16-13. After Mahomes went down, backup Gardner Minshew came in for one final prayer. God bless that man. He completed a few passes to give the fans hope, but Derwin James stepped in front of a pass with 20 seconds left for a game sealing interception. Talk about a total mood killer from the home crowd. It's crazy. That's how they won last week, too, or the week prior. Justin Herbert was still playing with a broken left hand, and he still managed to outplay the Chiefs' defense when it counted. He finished with 210 yards and a touchdown, leading a second half rally that saw the Chargers erase a 10-point deficit. For the first time since 2013, the Chargers have swept the Chiefs in the regular season. They are now 5-0 in the AFC West, proving that Jim Harbaugh has officially flipped the script on who the big brother in this division is. I know that's right. The Chargers defense was serving bully energy all day, every day. They racked up 5 sacks on Mahomes and held the Chiefs offense to a tragic 239 total yards. Odafe Owe and Tuli Tulipilotu were absolute menaces, each recording 2 sacks. Even the veterans weren't immune. Keenan Allen had a rare fumble that gave the ball back to Kansas City. On a cold, windy day, that ball was like a bar of soap for both teams, and seeing a captain cough it up was a major vibe check. And here's some more tea, guys. Buckle in. Yep, strap in. In the fourth quarter, safety Tony Jefferson was actually disqualified from the game. He picked up a 15-yard personal foul penalty that gave the Chiefs life when the Chargers should have been closing the door. Getting ejected in a tight 3-point game, that is peak messy behavior. Here's what happened. Early in the fourth quarter, he delivered a massive, violent hit on wide receiver Tyquan Thornton. The refs immediately flagged it for helmet to helmet unnecessary roughness. Thornton was visibly shaken and was immediately placed in a concussion protocol, which really turned up the heat on the field. As soon as Thornton hit the field, a total sleigh gone wrong erupted. Chiefs players, including Rashee Rice and Travis Kelsey, rushed Jefferson, leading to a massive shove fest at midfield. It took both Andy Reid and Jim Harbaugh running onto the field to keep the teams from a total bench clearing brawl. Usually, the refs on the field handle the flags, but this was so messy, the official office in New York actually stepped in. They reviewed the hit and decided it was egregious enough to disqualify Jefferson entirely, a move Coach Harbaugh later called a soft ruling, claiming it was just a football play. This is where it truly gets chaotic. As Jefferson was being escorted to the tunnel by teammates Derwin James and Diane Henley, he looked back at the raunchy Arrowhead crowd and flipped the double bird, the middle fingers, to the Chiefs fans. And when a Chiefs fan tried coming for him on Twitter or X about the upcoming fine, he clapped back with, "I'm rich. Go cope, little dude."
I don't know if you uh noticed this, but he also, like a few plays before this one,
Was
he did
smacking the
the
shit out of Rushy Rice.
he did the exact same thing to Rushy Rice. He fucking killed
Yeah,
him on the field. Not
I
actually,
know.
but it was like it was technically a clean hit, but this one wasn't because of the head first helmet to helmet thing.
Yeah, no, I was tapped in. I
It
was
was
like,
bad.
I need to watch the Chiefs. Okay, here's my take. It's kind of hot. I don't think that like it really was intentional. Like it really looked like he was just going too fast. He dived in, and Thornton kind of moved, and then they clashed helmets. Cause it looked like he did tuck in his shoulder.
It
Like he
happens
did.
so fast too. Like we see it on the replay in extra slow mo, but it happens in like half a second.
I feel like he was just playing football, and it just turned out wrong. But we will never know.
He's rich. Go Cobra, dude.
He's rich. Go cope.
It's fucking crazy. Well, let's go ahead and get into some of our blowouts. First up, we got Raiders versus Eagles 0-31. Talk about a redemption arc. After that messy loss, the Eagles came home to a snowy Philly and delivered a 31-0 frostbite special. Jalen Hurts was serving up efficiency, finishing with as many touchdowns as incompletions. 3. While the defense held the Raiders to a tragic 75 total yards. It was the Eagles' first shutout since 2018, proving that when they decide to stop fumbling the bag, they can still be those girls.
Period. And then we have the Ravens versus Bengals, 24-0. In the
Yeesh.
coldest game in Bengals history, it was 10 degrees with a -1 wind chill. The
Wow.
Ravens defense put Joe Burrow on ice, literally. They handed Burrow the first shutout of his NFL career, capped off
Wow.
by a legendary teamwork makes the dream work play. Kyle Van Noy intercepted Burrow and handed the ball off mid-return to Alohi Gilman, who took it 84 yards to the house. It was cold, it was disrespectful, and it was a total AFC North power move.
Damn, not even a field goal?
No, not today.
Wow.
Not today, Joe Burrow.
Yeesh. That is so crazy.
Right? Let's look at the playoff picture as it stands of week 15. Who's in, who's out, who's still on the hunt. For the AFC, we do have the Broncos clinched, and still in the bubble are the Colts and Ravens. Eliminated teams include the Chiefs, Dolphins, Bengals, Jets, Browns, Raiders, and Titans.
Wow.
No, right?
And in the NFC, we have Rams clinched. On the bubble, we have the Lions, Panthers, and Cowboys. The eliminated teams are the Vikings, the Falcons, the Saints, the Commanders, the Cardinals, and the Giants.
So if we haven't talked about your team, it's probably because they're no longer playoff contenders. So if your team has been eliminated, let us know in the comments. Sorry for your
And
loss.
what another crazy week of football. Thank you for watching, everyone. Go ahead and subscribe now and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our takes on next week.
And we'll catch you then for more drama, more craziness, and more football.
Period. Bye.